Hey there, welcome to this Yoga for Martial Arts class. My name is Collie. Thank you so much for joining. This class is going to be short and sweet. It's going to be a game of two halves, really. We're going to focus on strengthening up the glutes, the hamstrings, the core, the hip flexors, all for better kicks and punches. We're going to spend some time stretching things out as well, just to release a little bit of tension in the muscles of the body, and play with the balance too, which will hopefully help your center of gravity. Should be a good little accompaniment to do once a week, maybe once every couple of weeks, just to help your fighting schedule, keep you in good shape for it. Hope you enjoy. All you need is your mat. We're going to start in a seated position. Just before we get moving, we'll take some time to enjoy a bit of stillness and transition into the class. Really take a moment to get into a comfortable place. Give the shoulders a little roll, or wiggle the jaw, shake the head out, shake the hands, and then go ahead and really relax. Find a place where you can keep the body still. And maybe close your eyes. And just to transition into the class, take a step back from whatever you were doing previously, enjoying the stillness and just taking a moment to notice how your body feels in this position. And really just starting to sharpen up your focus that is directed in towards your body. Start to not only notice how you feel physically, but also notice how you feel mentally. If your head is anywhere else, if the mind feels a little bit busy, just take a moment just to push whatever it is to one side and start to direct your attention inwards. And you can start that process by focusing on your breathing. So for the next 30 seconds or so, go ahead and start to follow the inhale and the exhale as they come in and come out of the body. Paying attention to how it feels, paying attention to how it sounds, and really just getting into a bit of a rhythm where the breath is slow, soft and long, and not forced at all. And let's try and keep it that way throughout. And we'll try and keep the attention locked into it throughout as well. And take as long as you need in this position, making sure that you feel nice and calm and grounded before you get moving. Without further ado, we'll open the eyes and come onto our all fours. Take your time. So as you come onto your hands and your knees, let's take a moment to go straight into the wrists. We'll give them a little bit of a warm-up. You can start to point the fingers out towards the sides, a little bit of a rock, a bit of a roll. From side to side, weight of the body coming into both hands. Point fingers in towards each other, doing the same thing. And then go a little bit further by pointing fingers back in towards your body. Start to feel the forearms wake up a little bit, the wrists. You can roll forwards and backwards from here. Maybe if you want to go quite deep into it, you can shuffle the knees away. Could even shuffle your knees all the way back into a plank pose if you wanted to strengthen fingers and wrists up. Good little exercise to do, nice challenge. Or there's always the option of placing your hands so the tops of the hands are down and the palms are facing up towards your face. Maybe from here, bending elbows. Clenching fists is a good one. And then once you've done all of them, and maybe even more, take a seat, give your hands a shake out. Interlock fingers, start to trace the figure of 8 with your wrists, your fists. Just to making sure your fingers and your bones are kind of ready, not only for this yoga class but also for your own practice too. Let's come back onto our all fours, shoulders above wrists. Take a breath in to soften your belly down towards the ground. Open out your chest towards the front. Come into your cow pose. As you exhale, chin back into chest. Let's round the back. A few more times. Breathing in, open out. Feel the back arch. And then breathing out, find the a sort of dome in the back as you push with your fingers. A few more times, loosening out your spine, and just kind of easing into the class as you gently activate upper body. When you're ready, let's take it towards our downward facing dog. We'll lift the knees off the ground, suck in your tummy. You want to come into that upside down triangle position. And just continue to move. I really recommend pedaling your feet out, bringing some heat into the muscles on the backs of your legs, and really just kind of starting to notice how everything is feeling. Pushing with your hands, sucking in your tummy. And let's continue to move by walking towards the hands. Come to the front of the mat. As you come into a standing forward fold, take a breath in, come up to a halfway lift. Hands are on the shins, back is flat. And then as you exhale, fold, drop your hands, drop your head. With the next breath in, lift the arms all the way up high, open out your chest fully, and then bring the hands to your heart as you exhale. Let's take another breath in to lift the arms back up again, take them a little bit higher. As you exhale, fold all the way down before finding that halfway lift again. Hands are on shins, back is flat. Drop your hands, take a step or a jump back to your plank. We'll take a moment here just to kind of tune into our plank, feel strong, push with your hands. We want the heels to be kicking away from the head, and we want the crown of the head to be long. When you're ready, take the knees and the chest and the chin all the way down to the ground. Find a cobra, lifting up the chest, easing into it, and then pushing back to your downward facing dog. Let's do those movements one more time. Walk to the front, breathe in, halfway lift, breathe out, forward fold, breathe in, lift up the arms nice and high, breathe out, hands to heart. Breathe in, arms back up again, and then swan dive down. You're hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Crown of the head goes long as the spine lengthens. Drop the hands, step or jump back to your plank. And let's go ahead and drop the knees, the chest and the chin all the way down. Full breath in as you lift the chest. We're pressing the hands and the feet down as we lift up. And then making our way back to our downward facing dog. Taking your time. This time as we come to the front, I invite you to take a little jump, maybe tiptoes of the feet, bend your knees, land the feet next to the hands, bring the feet together this time, bend your knees and lift up your arms into your chair pose. So we're kind of channeling some strength in the glutes here, the hamstrings. You want to stretch out your core as you lift your arms, look up high, and then fold on down with the exhale. Step or jump back to your plank. And then maybe this time challenge yourself and keep the knees in the air. Lower your chest to elbow height. Push forwards from there. Coming onto the upward facing dog. Thighs are off the ground. Glutes are engaged before pushing back. Sucking in your tummy all the way up to your downward facing dog. Continuing to push with your hands. Relax your head. Let's do that one more time. Tiptoes, bend knees, step or jump to the front. Feet together, bend the knees as you lift up into your chair. This time maybe taking the bum just a little bit deeper, lifting the arms a little bit higher. Look up high, keep your breath soft, squeeze your thighs in, and then move with the exhale. So we'll fold down and step or jump back. Plank, and again, chest, elbow height, chaturanga, strong arms, push forwards, squeeze the glutes to support your lower back, open out your chest, and then push on back. Suck in your tummy as you roll over your toes. You can take a moment here, maybe a nice long breath in through the nose, let it out through your mouth. And really relax your head here, make some space in between your teeth, your jaw. Just making sure that connection between mind, body is still there through the breath. In your own time, let's take an inhale to come forwards to a high plank. We're going to kind of start to strengthen up the core a little bit here, shoulders above the wrists, kick both heels away from you. Make sure your fingers are really nice and wide. Let's lift the right foot up off the ground, coming into a three-legged or one-legged plank. Take it a little bit further, test yourself. Come onto 5 fingers of the left hand, so opposite foot to opposite hand. Maybe take it further, you could lift up all fingers, maybe keep one on the ground. Test it a little bit further, bringing the left arm up off the ground as well. You could sweep the arm forwards, and then take the hand down. With control, lower the right foot, and then lift the left foot. So same thing here, take it wherever you want to take it. Make sure both feet are flexed. Right hand, 5 fingers, maybe 1 finger, or maybe none. Core engaged. Breath soft. Taking both hand and foot down, a vinyasa is here for you now. You can either lower the knees onto the ground or chest to elbow height. Push forwards, inhale, open out your chest fully, enjoy it, and then push back. Roll over your toes, heading back to your downward facing dog, finding some release through the breath. Inhale through the nose, open the mouth, let it out. Little check-in with the downward dog. Have a look at your hands, make sure they're kind of shoulder width, arms straight, pushing quite hard with the fingertips. Feet want to be hip width, feet straight rather than pointing to the sides. Maybe bend your knees if it helps. Don't worry about the heels getting down towards the ground. Suck in your tummy, engage your core. In your own time, let's take the right leg towards the ceiling. We're going to gaze forwards and step in between the hands. In your own time, drop the left knee down and then lift up the arms above the head, coming into a low lunge. Biceps kind of squeezing the ears here. You want to look up towards the hands. If you want to take it a little bit further, go really deep into the left hip flexors here. Shuffle the right foot forwards a little bit and then scoop your chest forwards and up towards the ceiling. Lengthening out the hip flexors before taking the hands down to the ground, stepping back to your plank. And we'll take a vinyasa from here, knees onto the ground or chest elbow height. Push forwards, inhale as you open out, and then exhale as you push back, down dog. Lifting your left leg slowly, no rush. Step in between the hands. If the foot doesn't make it there, just shuffle it forwards. Drop the right knee, and then breathe in to lift up the arms. Enjoy it, take as long as you need, and then relax the hands down. Step back, plank, elbows. Try and dig them into your ribs as you go down. Push forward, squeeze your glutes. Feet want to be active too. And then push back as you suck in your tummy, lifting your head all the way, or lifting your hips, all the way up to the ceiling, and then lowering your head down to the ground. Take a moment here, long breath in and long breath out. Relax the face before lifting your right leg to the ceiling. Let's take a step in between the hands again. This time keep the left knee off the ground. We'll lift the arms up into a high lunge. Take your time to get your balance. We want the right knee to be above the right ankle, hips to be square to the front of the mat, arms straight. When you want to move on, back foot goes down, arms go wide, coming into our warrior two. Take a really good lunge into the right knee here. We want it to be completely over the ankle. Maybe nudge the knee towards your little toe. And then arms symmetrical, shoulders relaxed. Gazing over your right hand, let's flip the palm. We'll reverse the warrior, left hand, left thigh. Right arm up towards the ceiling, nice and straight. Reach a little bit higher with your fingertips, and then go a little bit deeper into the right knee to really exaggerate the pose. Great stretch for the muscles in between your ribs here. Before coming back to a T with your arms, straightening your right leg. We'll point our toes towards the long left side of the mat, where we're going to forward fold. I recommend pointing feet in towards each other a little bit, hinge from the hips, cut yourself in half. Lower yourself down. We'll take the right hand onto the ground. Open your chest to the left and lift your left arm to the ceiling. Little glance up towards your left hand. Before taking the left hand down, twisting the other side, so chest open, right arm high. Maybe there's a softness in the left elbow here. Breathing into the stretch, the opening into your legs. And then relaxing the hand down and taking a swivel. We're going to face the front of the mat. Come onto the toes of your back foot. This is where we're going to bring a little bit of balancing into it. We're going to step onto the right foot and lift the left leg behind us. Standing splits territory, keeping your hips square to the front or down to the ground. See if you can close the gap between your chest and your thigh. Close the gap between your forehead and your shin. Maybe if you wanted to take it a little bit further, you could grab hold of the right ankle with one or both of your hands. Test your balance here. Keep your gaze steady. Lock it into one thing on the ground in front of you. Breathe. Before lowering both hands, take a moment here. Soften your right knee. Let's keep the right hand on the ground, and we're going to bend the left knee, kicking the heel in towards our bum. Left hand can grab the left foot. You can take a moment here, keep your gaze steady. It's going to help your balance. And then maybe you're staying here, or maybe you're taking it a little bit further by opening out your hips to the left side of the room. So the left hip stacks on top of the right hip. So kind of preparing for our half moon here. You could stay here, you could lift the right hand off the ground. You could take it a little bit further. Test yourself by extending the left leg to the back of the room. Left foot's flexed. Maybe even left hand up to the ceiling. Don't force it though, you may want to just stay holding on to the foot, testing your balance. When you're ready, release the left hand down and we'll square the hips off to the front of the to the mat again. Standing splits, maybe going into it a little bit deeper before sweeping your left foot forwards. Now see if you can keep the left foot off the ground as you bring it towards the right. We're going to come to a standing pose and then lift the arms to the ceiling and then lift the left knee to the ceiling as well. Hip flexors, having stretched them out earlier, we're going to really engage them here. You want to straighten out your left leg, flex your left foot, breathe. And then very slowly rebend the knee and kick your left foot all the way to the back of the mat. We'll take it all the way to the back, place the toes on the ground, and then the left knee on the ground as well. Take your moment here, hands go down, draw the bum back, straighten out the right leg. You can start to really point your toes of the right foot towards your face, going deep into your hamstrings. Decent stretch here. Feel free to test your hip flexors here on the right side by lifting your right heel off the ground. Couple of breaths, and then rolling forwards, and we'll frame the right foot with the hands. We'll take a step back to our plank, and then take a vinyasa from there. Nice way of drawing a line under the sequence. So either knees onto the ground or chest elbow height. Push forwards, breathe in, and then push back as you breathe out. And we'll come back to our downward facing dog, taking a long breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Before getting ready to do exactly the same thing on the other side. No need to rush. Lift the left leg high with the inhale. Step forwards with the exhale. In between the hands. Engage your core to help lift up the arms. Take them high and then open them wide. Warrior 2. Relax your shoulders. Keep the left knee above the left ankle. Make sure the right foot is pressing down as well. Flip the palm of the left hand and then reverse your warrior on this side. So going deep into the left knee. Take a really nice lunge. Reach a little bit high with your left arm. Keep it straight. And then sweep the arms back up to a T. Straighten left leg, point toes to the right, and we'll forward fold again. This time interlock your fingers back of the behind you. Breathe in, lift up your chest, and then exhale as you fold. So hinging the hips, this time just kind of going a little bit deeper into the shoulders, bringing another element to it. Take a swing, enjoy a moment here, getting used to your head in this kind of position. Always good for fighting. Allowing the blood to rush down to the head. It's quite a nice and soothing effect. Taking a swing, and then we'll find our twist. So same thing that we did on the other side. Right hand down, open out the chest. Left arm high. Maybe taking it further here, you could bend your left elbow, slide the left hand down the back towards your right thigh. Could grab onto the thigh or grab some clothes, and then take the right hand to the left ankle or the left shin or the left knee, whatever you can. Look high and then relax, come out of it. Take your time before doing the same thing on the other side. Left hand down and right hand up. Maybe just staying there, keeping your arms straight. Or maybe the elbow bends, slide the hand down, and then the left hand can grab the right leg, whatever is accessible. Swivel, face the front, and let's come into our balancing on this side. So we'll step onto the left foot, right leg goes high, standing splits. Again, focusing on closing gap between chest and thigh, forehead and shin. Maybe staying there or grabbing the left ankle with one hand, maybe both. Don't forget to breathe. If you do manage to kind of like wobble or fall over the place, try and enjoy it and let a smile come to the face rather than cursing. And then let's sweep the right foot forwards. Keep the foot off the ground if you can, and then find that strength to lift up the arms, stand tall. Keep your gaze steady. Let's bring the knee to the chest, hip flexors engaged, maybe right leg is straight, don't feel like you have to. See if you can stay a little bit longer this time, testing yourself, testing your balance, your strength, and then bending the knee and taking a kind of slow float to the back of the mat. Right foot goes down. Let's drop the right knee down as well, and then we'll find our half splits on this side, so getting into the hamstrings. Keep your hips square to the front of the mat, point your toes to your face, open chest, and breathe. Think of trying to really immerse yourself in whatever this kind of feels like for you. Take your time to really focus on how the back of the left leg is doing, and then roll forwards. Let's frame our left foot with our hands. We'll step back to our plank. We want the fingers to be wide. And then just to kind of take this a little bit further this time, lower your chest to elbow height as you exhale, and then inhale to come back up. So strengthen the arms. Exhale, chest elbow height. Inhale back up. One more time. And then from the chest on elbow height, you can push forwards. Keep your thighs off the ground. You want to really engage them. Open out your chest fully, collarbones broad, and then push back. Roll over your toes, suck in your tummy. Take a moment here. A moment to notice how you feel after all that movement, and a moment to really allow your body some time to catch up and for your breath to soften. Continue to press with your hands, make sure your fingers are wide. And let's take the gaze forwards. We're going to come to the front of the mat again, but we're going to head into a squat, a yogi squat, malasana pose. Come onto the tiptoes, bend your knees, then step or jump to the outsides of your hands. See if you can be quite nimble about it. As you land your feet there, you might want to take a little bit of movement to get a little bit deeper into the hips, kind of sweeping from side to side. And then bringing hands to heart center, hands to prayer. You could try and get the heels down, but don't worry so much if they don't. And also your hands are always there for you if you want the support. Take a book or something to sit on. Maybe you've got a block that you can use. Just gently edge the legs out with your elbows. We're going really deep into the hips here. You could stay here. A couple of variations I quite enjoy doing. Arms go long, relax the head. Or maybe taking the right arm out to the right side, straight arm, right knee, kind of squeezing into right shoulder. Open out your chest to the left and lift your left arm. If you find that your left knee is caving in at all here, just make sure it's strong. And then do the same thing on the other side. Nice little variation. Again, just notice caving in at this single leg. Keep it nice and strong. And then when you're ready, both hands down. We'll take a seat from here. Nice and controlled. See if you can lower yourself rather than just slamming it down. Straighten out your legs. Might need to shake them out a little bit. Flex your feet, point toes to the ceiling, and let's breathe in to lift up the arms. And we'll forward fold over the legs. Thinking of bending your knees quite a lot to do this. Grab your shins, grab your feet. You could look over toes. Staying here for a couple of breaths just to really kind of find space in your spine. So we want that lengthening, we want the crown of the head heading towards toes. Maybe your knees are bent quite a lot to help that. Don't worry about straight legs. If you wanted to try and go into a little bit deeper, take a breath in to lift up the arms again. Take them a little bit higher. And then exhale and reach a little bit longer with the fold. Try and relax shoulders away from ears. Look over your toes. Breathe softly. And then hover on down onto your back. Slower the better. Super controlled. Find a position where you're relatively comfortable, particularly in your upper body, and we'll sweep the legs to the ceiling. Soles of the feet facing the top of the room. Inhale, take your legs really nice and wide. As you breathe in, sweep the legs back in and cross them over. And then take it wide with the inhale again. So exhale, bring them back in, cross them in the other way. Inhale, take them wide. Exhale, bring them back in, cross them over. And then inhale wide. Exhale in, inhale wide. Exhale in, inhale wide. A couple more times, just keeping your kind of toes active, so spreading your toes nice and wide. Keep your core engaged, feel the lower back pressing down on the ground. Going for 5, and for 4, and for 3, 2, and 1. We're not done here. Let's keep the legs high, take a moment. When you're ready, sweep the legs out wide, sweep them forwards, and then back in towards each other at the front of the mat before lifting your own legs back up to the ceiling. Take them wide, forwards, and in, and then back up. So going with the inhale to go wide and forwards, exhale to bring them back up. Inhale wide and forwards, and then exhale back up. One more time. The core will thank you for this at some point. Bend your knees, bring knees to chest, have a little squeeze. Could grab your arms, elbows, wrapping your arms around your legs. Maybe a little rock across your back might feel pretty good here. Before grabbing the backs of your knees, rolling forwards and backwards along your spine, we'll get some momentum going. Not that that wasn't momentous enough. And we're going to take it to our boat pose, balancing on the bum, just final bit on the core. Once you're there, draw your thighs in towards your chest, lift your feet high, flex your feet, spread your toes wide, release your arms, stay there, squeezing your thighs in. We'll take it further and take a breath in to go to a low boat so your legs are straight, and then an exhale as you come back up. Inhale, going long, back stays off the ground, exhale back in. Inhale long, exhale in. Maybe even straightening your legs for a final push, and then lowering yourself with control. Taking a moment, enjoying the stillness, sprawling your arms and your legs. Just noticing and letting those sensations subside. Before bringing your knees back into your chest again, we're going to find a happy baby restorative pose to get deep into the hips, the groin, the adductors, stretching them out. So you want to grab hold of the backs of your knees, start to draw the knees wide, thighs are on the ribs, lift your feet high, can take the hands inside the knees, backs of them, and then gently draw the knees a little bit deeper. Maybe you grabbed hold of the insides of the feet, and then maybe you grabbed hold of the big toes. You could straighten out the legs from here if you wanted to. Go a little bit deeper into it. Have a play around. Maybe both legs at the same time. Sometimes feels pretty good. And then ultimately I want you to come to a seated position. This could be one of my favorite transitions. Once you get your legs wide, so you can grab hold of your big toes, start to roll forwards along your spine, giving the muscles in the back a little bit of a massage, almost seeing if you balance on the bum before coming up to a seated position. And we'll take it down, legs nice and wide. Last couple of little movements into the legs here. So let's take the right foot. We're going to bend the right knee, placing the foot inside left thigh. You can slide the left hand inside left leg, and then reach the right arm up and over the body, heading down towards left toes, which should be flexed. Keep your chest open and right shoulder stacked on top of left. Breathe into the space in the side body between the ribs here. And as you come out of it, right hand down, let's come onto the right knee and we'll lift up onto the right shin, lift your hips very high and reach your left arm up to the ceiling. Lovely opening for the entirety of your left side here. Open out your chest, relax the face. Come out of it slowly, and then straighten your right leg, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So left foot, right thigh, right hand sort of nestles inside the right leg, left arm up and over. It might be worth looking at your left knee and just making sure that and the left sitting bone are down. Relax the face, breathe slowly. And then find that supported back bend, left hand behind you, lift up, come onto the knee, the shin, open out the chest, take the arm wherever it wants to go, open out the mouth, breathe. And then one final time, left leg straightens. You can take a forward fold from here, flex your feet. Maybe you're just kind of walking your hands out in front of you. Maybe you're lifting the arms up and then going down. Wherever you are, nice stretch inside the legs, getting into the hips. See if you can find a place where you can keep it still for a moment. Relax the head. Close your eyes. Continue to focus on the sensations. And just use this pose as a good one to slow things down. And particularly with each exhale that leaves the body, see if you can let a little bit of physical tension, maybe even mental tension, leave the body as well. Before coming back up, and we'll straighten out our legs and we'll hover down onto our back to enjoy a final restorative twist. Right knee to the chest. Let's grab hold of it with the left hand. You can sweep your right arm wide and then come into your twist by taking the knee over to the left. Chest open, pecs broad. Look over to your right arm. Make sure the right shoulder is on the ground. Close the eyes here. 4 or 5 slow, satisfying breaths. Stretching out the glutes. Come back to center and do the same thing on the other side. Take your time. Take as long as you need. Should really be taking at least sort of doing this pose a few times a week at the very least. Great one to stretch out the glutes. Nice one to find or to keep the spine in shape. Twisting it, keeping it long. With that in mind, you can shuffle the head away and you can kick your right heel away just to encourage length. Look over to left hand. Soften the face. Relax your jaw. Breathe slowly. Coming back to center. And then any last little movements here that you want to take, maybe knees come into chest, you can wrap the arms around the legs, give yourself a nice little squeeze, rock and roll across your back, and then sprawl the legs out. Let's take them long, sprawl the arms out, take them wide, and enjoy a satisfying Shavasana pose. We'll be here for a couple of minutes just to let your body catch up, let your body process what we've just done. And see if you can enjoy some stillness, not only in your body, but also in the mind. Using this as a chance to kind of channel focus and making sure that if you notice any kind of disruptions or thoughts that creep in, just make sure you try and push them to one side, keeping the mind as clear as possible. And if you have longer, please feel free to enjoy your Shavasana for a lot longer. Enjoy the restorative effects. Otherwise, just gentle movements, fingers and toes, head and neck, arms above the head. enjoy a full body stretch, reach long, just check in with what's going on inside the body, notice how it feels. Hopefully there's a little bit of space inside that you might have discovered, bit of balance, bit of strength. And then just rolling to one side and gently lifting yourself back up to a seat where we began. Taking a moment to find a comfortable position here. And just framing the class like we did at the beginning, just taking a moment to maybe close the eyes. And not only tuning into the space inside your physical body, but just noticing what's going on upstairs as well, the mind. Hopefully a little bit more balance, a little bit of space there too. Not forgetting to thank yourself for your practice. Well done for making the time. Thank you for letting me guide you, and gently bowing to close your practice whenever you're ready. Nice one. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to get in touch if you have any questions, and take a moment to have a browse through the website as well. There's loads of videos up there that might be of benefit to you. Have a little look around. Come say hey on Instagram at Mr. Collyman, and if you know of any other people that might benefit from this video, please do feel free to pass it on. Nice one. Hope to see you soon. Take it very easy. Bye for now.